Conference heading into SEC play?
Yeah, we stand in a really good spot. We don't have any major injuries that we're dealing with. We've got a young roster that's learning. There's RPI projections that are out right now. The official RPI isn't going to be released until early October, but we're 7 in the projected RPI currently, and that's obviously pretty good. And that puts us as number 1 in the SEC in the RPI. Now, we know that the RPI is not accurate this early on, but it's not completely off either. It's usually within 5 to 10 spots when it actually comes out and things settle down as wins happen, more matches are played and so on. But that's certainly a really, really good place to be in heading into conference play right now, especially given the fact that we've got so many new people on our team and a starting lineup that's got, I believe, five changes, all right, and running a completely different offense. So out of those 5 changes, 3 of them are freshmen, and then we had one as a freshman went down with an ankle injury, not too bad, and had to put another freshman in. So 4 of them played this last week, and we're in a great spot heading into conference play, and we'll see where we end up. But we're certainly on track to make the NCAA tournament again, which should be the 3rd time in a row, and that'll obviously help recruiting going forward. And anyway, we're in a good spot. We're in a great spot, actually.
Randy, you mentioned the youngsters that you have playing. How valuable has this experience been for them as you head into the SEC play?
It's been great. I mean, the best experience, though, for them happened in the spring. They all graduated high school early and arrived in January. And 8 months of being with the program, training through the spring. I was just thinking about equestrian having a fall and a spring season that counts, and that's tough. I would imagine it's tough. I love that we have a spring where we get to work hard and just spend some time getting better. And now there's just more and more of a trend of freshmen graduating early, and I just think it's critical. They come and they get to work out with us. They get stronger. They understand what we're doing, and we are not in the position we're in this fall if they did not come in January. And I mean, they're not only playing, but they're competing and beating good teams. And they get to learn that they can beat good teams early on. And so that experience has been really good, especially the Florida State game, beating a top 25 or 18 or something right now. And then going on the road against Minnesota, kind of perennial top 10 team, getting experience like that. They're going to be ready to go.
After a couple straight weekends on the road, how much does it help to get the SEC opening weekend at home for you this week?
Yeah, it helps a lot. It also helps that we're not playing Wednesday. Sometimes that happens in the SEC schedule. Getting a match Friday is fantastic after being done Saturday. I actually gave the team off from practice 2 days in a row, which I've never done in my career, ever. When you give them 2 days off, the way it works with compliance is that second day off, you lose that practice forever. You get a certain number of practice days a year. We get 132. The fact that I gave them an extra day off means we only have 131 now. And for coaches who are, clinging to practice time to get better, that's a real big decision for me actually to do that. But a couple days off is going to be fantastic for them to get fresh and get a little healthier, feel better. We'll still have 3 days to practice before SEC play, so we should be ready to go for them.
Coach, you talk about that young roster, and you got a team that's top 10 in the country in digs and blocks per set. I mean, how big is it seeing their intensity on that side and getting it done in digs and blocks?
Yeah, we always kind of hang our hat on defense. We have been a really good defensive team and always a top blocking team the whole time I've been here. The digging is a little misleading. On the one hand, it's good because we're digging. On the other hand, that means that the rallies are going on a little bit. All right, it means we're not killing the ball in transition as quickly as we want to. So we need to get some of those offensive numbers up a little bit. I mean, of course, it's great that we're digging this much. It means we're still winning the rallies. Yeah, I mean, it does mean that, but it's a little bit of a negative side. And you're like, why are we digging so many balls? Well, it's because the rallies are going on so long. That's the main reason. So once we clean that up a little bit, but those numbers will probably go down. But our kills will go up, and hopefully more point scoring will happen too.
You talked about a freshman coming in for a freshman. I wanted to ask you about Grace Havlicek, just to be prepared, and when her next person up, when her opportunity came in, how did she do?
She did great. You know, I was. I'll share a little bit more than I normally would. She came and had a meeting with me in Birmingham. You know, we were there for 3 days for this tournament. She texted me and she said, "Hey, I want to talk." And she came in and she said, "Hey, what do you think about?" She hadn't played yet this year. I haven't put her in at all. And she said, "What do you think about redshirting?" And I said, "Well, I'd love to redshirt everybody if I could, right? Get a year and a half of training, and you know, they're going to be older and better and so on." And I said that to her. But then I also said, I don't think you're as far away as you think in terms of your level, you know, for you to even be kind of thinking about this as a possibility for you. I think you're pretty close to being able to get out there and compete and help. And, you know, the week before, Chelsea had gone down with a little ankle injury the day before the match versus Minnesota. And I didn't have any worries at all that Grace could go in on the road against Minnesota and do fine. I wasn't concerned about it at all. She told me as we were talking about this, "Oh, I can't believe you feel like that." I was scared to death I was going to have to go in as a freshman. And then the next day, right, she has to go in and play. Again, I wasn't concerned at all about it. You could tell she was nervous. She did great, though. She did fantastic, and she's such a popular player among her teammates. She's just full of positive energy, cheering for everybody all the time. So when she went in and did well, and I think she got a block real fast, you know, the bench just went crazy, and we're cheering for her. And I think by the end of the match, was feeling pretty comfortable about, hey, I wasn't just telling her things to make her feel good about how close she was to being able to contribute to us winning, and she did over the weekend. She did a great job.